Hello friends, and welcome back to Stan's Cutlery Universe. And today, gonna do a Sunday fun day. And I'm gonna title this One American Made Trapper and Two Obnoxiously Large Bowie Knives. So we'll start off with the American Made Trapper. What I have here, it's actually one of my favorite trappers. It's a Smith & Wesson. Oh, bug this one on my ear. I hate that feeling. It is made in the USA. Sorry, I had that upside down. There we go. This is a pretty older, it's an older Smith & Wesson trapper. It's like a brown Delrin. I don't believe it is bone. I'm pretty sure it is a plastic. Yeah, it's a plastic for sure. But it is a very, very well-made knife. And it's, honestly, I don't show it real often, but it is one of my favorite knives. The walk and talk is not the greatest. It's the clip point blade is pretty weak. There's that side. Tang stamp. Oh, it got a little bit of something on there. And there's the hammer forged. If I'm recalling right, this is made by Baron Son. The spade blade's a little bit better, but yeah, it's just one of those knives that makes me happy, you know. And like on the pile side, it's actually got a little bit of what some people would call milk, but since it's not bone, it's more like would have been like a swirl or something, you know. You can see a little bit there. And you can see up here why I'm saying it's not bone. You can tell by the way it's cut. But it's a well-made knife. Bugs are all over me. I'm so sorry. It's a well-made knife. And it's just a beautiful piece of American-made cutlery. And I'm very happy to own it, even with the weaker springs. It's just a really, really nice piece. I don't know what much more to say about it. You know, it's a full-size trapper, the 4 1/4 inch measurement. Don't know much more to say about it other than if you can find one at a decent price, I'd recommend picking it up. Look at that Smith & Wesson shield. That's so cool. You know, I would recommend picking one up if you can find an older one that's American-made, because very, very well-made knife. I'm very proud to have it in my collection. It's just stainless steel pins and bolsters. Does have brass linings. But yeah, just a really, really nice nice piece. And like I said, I don't know what else to say about it. I'm not trying to just babble and waste everybody's time. You know, I want to show these knives and have a fun Sunday with it. So my next knife up is, it's just obnoxious. It's nuts, the size of it, not only in like length and everything, but in dimensions. And I got a tape measure here so I can show you all this. In fact, I'm gonna pull the tape measure out some. Got my nice Craftsman here. Go up to 2 feet. Okay, here it is. This thing is nuts. And it actually is sharp. Okay. Look at that. I mean, here's my finger. Okay, I'll take some measurements. Ooh, this thing is actually sharp. Take some measurements for y'all. And like I said, obnoxiously large buoys. Okay, this one is 20 inches length. Width of the blade is right around 2 3/4. Blade steel width or blade stock is 1/2 inch, literally a 1/2 inch. This thing weighs a metric ton. When I first ordered it, I just ordered it because I thought it was cool. I honestly didn't think it would be that sharp. If I'm recalling right, it's out of J2 steel. If I'm recalling right, it does have some swedging back here, but You'd have to take a lot off to make it sharp, but it is actually sharp. This is my tomato slicer. I'm joking. This would be my tomato smusher. But does have the blood grooves or fullers. And it's just one of those pieces that's just fun to look at. Lanyard hole. It's just one of those pieces that's fun to have in your collection if you're into big knives. I'm trying to be careful because it's in my left hand. I just don't have the strength that I once had in my left hand anymore. So yeah, that's one of my obnoxiously large Bowies. I don't know why I like those big knives so much, but it's Sunday Fun Day, and I just wanted to share these with you. And like I said, I wanted to share that American-made Smith & Wesson Trapper. It truly is one knife that I'm really proud to have in my collection, because they are getting not impossible to find, but harder to find. You know, you can find Smith & Wesson knives, but they're not American-made, and it's really cool. You know, I think it's really cool anyways. Next up, my next Bowie. This one, the sheath is pure garbage. Look at this thing. This thing is beautiful. I'll take some measurements on this. This is more of a normal blade stock. You're only at 3/8. How long is this thing? I think this one's like the 24-inch one. Yeah, 21 inches overall. Blade width is right at 3 inches in the thickest spot. But yeah, this is real Damascus. It's kind of a waterfall or ladder. I guess that'd be considered is that a ladder? I think that's considered a ladder Damascus. Might be considered a waterfall. I get confused with the Damascus patterns. This is like a really, like primitive style Bowie look. Does have double fullers or blood grooves on each side. Can choke up. This thing is actually razor sharp. But yeah, it's a beautiful knife. Love the stag here, brass bolster and guard, mosaic pins, and this is a wood. But just look at this thing. That right there is honestly, that is a blemish. But I didn't pay a ton for it, and I wasn't going to deal with the return policies. And, there was a point, if I would have paid much more, I would have dealt with the return policies. But there comes a point to where it's just not worth it, and, gotta wipe that off. And I just felt that I was at that point. It just wasn't worth it. The weight and this having to deal with customer service, because I didn't buy it. It's an eBay knife. It's probably one of those Pakistani people that starts an eBay store. They sell for a while till they get enough bad reputation, then they quit. I have not beaten anything with this. I don't plan on beating anything with this. This is purely, if I had to, I would. I'd be pretty confident it'd survive. But this is purely in my collection as a showpiece, a talk piece, to get people talking about it, just like the other one. That's a nice pieces of stag right there. It really feels good in the hand, believe it or not. But yeah, I wanted to do a Sunday Fun Day, because I also wanted to talk about just enjoying the simple things in life. And what I mean by that is, at least for myself, I'm not going to talk that everybody does this, because I don't know. But like myself, I find I get caught up in things. I sometimes worry about things that I really shouldn't be worrying about, because usually they're just stupid worries. Honestly, get caught up in sports teams. I worry about sports teams. The Detroit Tigers, if they do win, make it to the World Series and win, that's cool for me as a fan, but it makes no difference to them. They could care less that I'm a fan. Basically what I'm saying is they don't know me from anything. And I think that some days we just got to step back. And we have been blessed up here in northern Michigan with a beautiful Sunday in October. It's October 5th. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 2025. And this is an absolutely beautiful day. It's going to be in the 80s today. That doesn't happen real often here in northern Michigan. It really doesn't. It's last year already. By this time, we were down to where it was more like normal, in the 60s and stuff. I will admit, 2 days from now, it's supposed to be down in the 60s, and it gets back up to like low 60s, and it gets back up to upper 60s, and that's more like what the early part of October usually is. So part of what I'm going to do today is I am going to sit back here. I'm going to do some projects out here on the rear deck, and I'm going to enjoy this unseasonable or seasonably warm weather. I don't know what the proper word is for that, phrases for that. And I'm going to enjoy this time, and I'm going to enjoy the simple things. I might even just read a book, because it's a blessing to have these beautiful days right now, because I will guarantee you, probably within 2 months, I'm going to be complaining about how cold it is. High possibility of having to shovel snow and clear the driveway. So, we just got to take those simple things in life and enjoy them. Simple pleasure of this. If you enjoy getting magazines, I still enjoy the print magazines and stuff, which there ain't that many of them left anymore. But when I get them, like Blade magazine and my Knife magazine, I enjoy just sitting there and just going through them and feeling the paper in my hands and enjoying the articles. And, sometimes, to be honest, falling asleep in my chair reading them. It happens, especially as we all get older. Happened to me when I was younger, but it happens to me more now as I get older and I've passed a half a centurion. Yeah. Yep. So, it's the simple things. Can be as simple as, just enjoying a drink of Coca-Cola. I would say it's probably more enjoying a good cup of coffee. Nothing wrong with Coca-Cola, but it's, there's artificial stuff, especially in the Coke Zero and stuff. And I don't know if it's necessarily considered truly simple. So shoot, just enjoying a cool knife, or a knife that you think is cool. I know there's probably a bunch of you out there that think I'm stupid for spending my money on knives like this, but hey, that's okay. Because I'm going to be honest with you, there's sometimes I think I'm stupid for spending my money on these too. It's the truth. But I like them. They bring a simple joy to me. There's something that if I put a little oil on them, take care of them, I'll have a lifetime. So that's a simple pleasure. It can be something as simple as this, some knife maintenance. Like when I'm done with this, I got to put some oil on them, put them away. Just some simple knife maintenance. Just something you enjoy doing. I got really caught up a while ago in, honestly, all I wanted to do was go to the casino and play Texas Hold'em, Ultimate Texas Hold'em. Because we have no places up here, though, that have card, like, games between other people. It's always the casino games, Ultimate Texas Hold'em. And it cost me a lot. I went through a lot of money real fast, and I had to nip that in the bud, especially when I thought about it and I was spoken to by the Holy Spirit that it was wrong and I need to stop doing that, because I was not trusting in God to provide, and also not doing proper stewardship with my money and what I've been blessed with. So, that was a hard one for me there. But, so that's where I've gotten more back into just the simple things. Just, like I said, just the simple things. Shoot, call a friend, talk to a friend, watch a sporting event like football and stuff or whatever, baseball. Just don't get so invested in the teams that you live and die by them, because I do. My Tigers, my Lions, I'm actually super blessed this year, at least in the playoffs. I have two teams there. I have my Tigers and my most favorite NL team, the Cubs, are in the NLDS, and that's cool. So, I got two of my favorite teams there. And that was growing up because being Northern Michigan is Tigers, of course. And then I always loved the Cubs, even though, man, they struggled for years, especially, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, just a Fun Knife Friday, or not Fun Knife Friday. What day is it? Fun Day Sunday. Sunday Fun Day, however you want to say it. Just having some fun, enjoying some simple knives, enjoying sitting outside, enjoying this beautiful weather here in Northern Michigan we've been blessed with. And just making the most of life, enjoying what you have, and being happy. There's a lot to be said about that. Sometimes, at least for me, I think we all do it. Sometimes we chase things that just probably aren't going to happen. And I'm not saying don't chase your dreams. I'm not saying that. But there's certain things in life that sometimes come down to where you have to give up. Like I wanted to get back into drag racing, racing cars and stuff. Well, the way my neck is and back and stuff, I'd be crippled. Literally, I'd be done. So that's out, Does it bum me out a little bit? Yeah, But I found other things that I can do, and it's just, sometimes you got to change your perspective on stuff. That's life. Make the most of it. You're only promised what you're living right now at this moment. Some people say you're only promised today. Well, I don't necessarily even agree with that, because if it's your time and God chooses to bring you home, I could keel over right now. If it's my time to go, I hope it's not. I hope I got a few more years. I hope I get to see my grandson graduate high school, graduate college, if he chooses to go to college. And then hopefully someday find his soulmate and marry. That's a long ways away, though, considering he's only one. But, yeah, the simple things. Family. If you got a chance, spend some time with your family, You don't get those times back. Make them special. Enjoy them. They don't have to be expensive. They don't have to be exuberant. Is that the right word? Exuberant, It can be as simple as sitting out on the back deck like I am. And even at the age my grandson is now, getting him a little play area caged off so he doesn't roll off the deck, and sitting back here and just letting him play and enjoy the outdoors, and grandpa here, and maybe I'd be blessed, and my daughter and son-in-law and my wife, and that'd be an awesome day, actually. Who am I kidding? That'd be an awesome day. But that's not going to happen today. Everybody's got stuff going on. My wife's right now at church and then going to be going to work. I'm hurting enough that I didn't feel I could go to church and not be disruptive, because I'm going to be ending this here because I'm already at my limit of how long I can sit, and I'm not even sitting still, really. I'm moving, and I don't like to go there when I'm really hurting, because I feel I'm disruptive to the service. So I'll just watch it. They do a replay of it on the internet, and I'll watch that. With that being said, I only have one more thing to say. HT, if you catch this, I just got this watch about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, from Amazon. It's really inexpensive. I want to do one of those hashtag Watch Wednesdays that you started, and I didn't see too many people participate, but I want to participate. I have some other watches. All the batteries are dead. I got to get new batteries. So, yeah. But this was really inexpensive, and so far, it's got some weird quirks. But for what I paid for it, so far, it's been pretty good, So I'll probably be able to this Wednesday to give like about a 2-week review, overview of it, and let you guys know if I think it's any good or not. I appreciate y'all. With that being said, have some fun with your knives. Enjoy them. That's what they're for. Have some fun with these things. That's what these are for. Doesn't mean you have to go out there and butcher something or anything. Just have some fun. Sit there. clean them, look at them, enjoy them. Enjoy them. Enjoy your trappers. Enjoy whatever knives that get your energy going. I got to get off here though because I'm really hurting. I appreciate you all very much. Thanks for watching. Live long, prosper, and collect your own way.